Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about SEBI's new rules on liquid funds. SEBI is the Securities and Exchange Board of India and we will discuss what are the new rules issued by SEBI with regard to liquid funds. But before we begin, this is our channel StudyIQ and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations including SSC bank courses, UPSC optionals, SSC JEE courses, teaching examinations, railway examinations, defense examinations, RBI grade B, NABARD grade A, UGC NET, UPSC Civil Services Examination, CLAT exams for various state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com or you can call to any of these numbers for more information. Now, let us first understand what is the current affair. So, Securities and Exchange Board of India has proposed new rules related to liquid funds in its recent board meeting. So, this is the current affair, but let us first understand what is meant by a liquid fund. Now, liquid fund is a category of a mutual fund. So, we need to understand what is a mutual fund. So, mutual fund is an investment option and this is made up of pool of monies collected from public investors. So, this is a pool of investment and this pooled money from many investors will be used to buy securities by professional money managers. So, the professional money managers will pool or collect money from different investors and this money will become a large or huge amount and finally this will be invested in certain securities. So, what is the advantage of mutual fund? This will give small investors or individual investors access to professionally managed portfolios of equities, bonds and securities. So, for example, if I am an investor, I am an individual investor and I do not have enough expertise or enough money or capital to invest in large securities or bonds or equities. So, in that case, what I can do is I can invest in a mutual fund. So, what happens in mutual fund? Mutual fund will pool or collect the money from different small investors or individual investors and finally this large amount of money would be invested by professional managers in certain equities or in certain bonds or securities. So, here I will have access to expertise because my money is being managed by professional money managers and also I do not have enough capital to invest in large securities, but my small capital or small investment will be invested in large securities by the professional money managers through mutual funds. So, this is mutual funds and liquid fund is a type of mutual fund. So, liquid fund is a category of the mutual fund which will invest primarily in money market instruments. Now, what are money market instruments? Examples of money market instruments are certificates of deposits, treasury bills, commercial papers, term deposits, etc. So, these are some kind of money market instruments. So, liquid funds are a type of mutual funds which will invest in money market instruments. So, this is very important. This can be asked as an objective type question in UPSC exams or in RBI or in SEBI exams, etc. So, liquid fund, you should be aware that it is a kind of mutual fund and the term money market instruments are also very important here. Now, what are the benefits of liquid funds? Liquid funds invest in securities with residual maturity of up to 90 days. So, advantages are that liquid funds have the lowest interest rate risk among the debt funds. So, for debt funds, the return is in the form of interest. So, they have the lowest risk. What is the reason? This is because liquid funds are invested in fixed income securities with short maturity. Maturity period is 91 days. So, this is a short period and the fund is also invested in fixed income securities like the money market instruments. So, the risk is the lowest. Also, the lower maturity period of up to 91 days will help the fund manager in meeting the redemption demand from investors. If it is for a longer period, there can be redemption demand from investors, but in this case, there will be lesser redemption demands because the maturity period is only 91 days. And also, the liquid funds do not have a lock-in period. So, what is meant by lock-in period? Lock-in period means the period during which a loan cannot be paid off earlier than scheduled without incurring penalties. So because of an absence of lock-in period, the assets invested are not tied up for a long time. And another benefit is regarding the withdrawal from liquid funds. The processing takes only 24 hours maximum. So on business days, the maximum time for processing of the withdrawals from liquid funds are 24 hours. That means the processing time is also very less. So these are all some of the benefits of liquid funds. Now let us understand what are the new rules provided by the SEBI, that is Securities and Exchange Board of India, with regard to dealing of liquid funds. So you must understand what is the context of this new rules. We have already discussed about the ILNFS crisis. So if you are not aware of what is ILNFS crisis, please refer to the video which I have prepared on ILNFS crisis, which is available on our channel StudyIQ. So you will get more clarity regarding what is ILNFS crisis. So there were a lot of redemption risk faced by liquid schemes after the crisis, and there was a huge liquidity crisis in the NBFC sector also after ILNFS crisis. So this is the background at which SEBI has now come up with new rules to deal with liquid funds. Now the first amendment or the change was made in the valuation. So SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India, tightened the valuation methodology for liquid mutual funds. Now according to the new rule, the value of a liquid mutual fund will be determined on a more transparent basis, that is mark to market valuation. Now what is meant by mark to market valuation? Mark to market valuation means that recording of a value of asset which will reflect the current market levels. So the pricing or the value will be based on the current market value of the liquid fund. So earlier, what was the valuation method? It was known as amortization. Now, what is meant by amortization? It means the process of allocating the cost of an asset over a period of time. It does not take into account the value of the particular financial asset in the market, but the time factor is considered. So, based on a period of time, the value would be assigned. Now, SEBI has changed the valuation from amortization to mark to market. So, in mark to market, the value will be based on a current market level or the current value of the asset in the market. Now the second change was made to the open offer. So now SEBI has done away or eliminated the exemption of open offer which was given to those who are seeking to acquire the assets of firms undergoing resolution plan under the IBC. So earlier SEBI had given an exemption with regard to open offer for those who are seeking to acquire the assets from those companies who are undergoing a resolution plan under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Now this is removed. Now the third change was made on maturity. So we have already seen what was the change made to valuation. It was made mark to market. So earlier all the debt papers with a maturity of 60 days had to be valued under mark to market. Now all debt papers with a maturity of 30 days or more will have to be mark to market. So this is to ensure that all the liquid schemes reflect the underlying portfolio risk. So these are the new rules made by SEBI, and now let us understand what would be the impact of these new rules made by SEBI. Now we have seen what is liquid funds, and the maturity of liquid funds is maximum up to 91 days. So certainly it is a source of this short term. So it is a source of short term borrowing for the Indian companies. So the maturity period is maximum 91 days. Now if the mutual funds demand 30 days paper in place of 60 days or in place of 90 days, it means that they are holding shorter maturity papers. So the transactions will increase and more portfolio turnover will take place. So this will increase the transaction cost. More number of transaction means increase in the transaction cost. So more transaction cost means that managing of liquid schemes like the liquid funds becomes a costly affair for the mutual funds. Now the yields can also moderate because the duration is again shortened. Shorter duration papers will have lower yields. And also SEBI has decided on open offer exemption. So this will increase the cost of acquisition for those buying listed stressed firms. So the exemption has been removed for those acquiring assets of companies that are undergoing a resolution plan under the IBC. Now, this will increase the cost of acquisition for those buying the listed stressed firms. So these are the impact of the new rules provided by SEBI. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and for any queries regarding your preparations, you can get in touch with me on my Facebook page, or you can email me at joyce.studyiq@gmail.com. Thank you.